Amanda here from createyourfuture.co. So today we have Erika joining us. Hi, Erika.
Hi, Amanda. Hi, everybody.
Guys, it's so exciting. We have a success story from one of Erika's clients in hand, and we're going to read the success story about how she turned the situation completely around. And we're also going to give tips on how you can do it as well to make yourself irresistible to anybody that you want, and to have someone pursue you and to change around the situation, right? Because you can create whatever you want in your life, and yes, you do deserve to be pursued, to be irresistible, to be chased, to have someone ask you for once, when you've got time to see them, right? So, yeah, we're going to give you tips on how you can do that for sure. So, yes, okay, Erika, let's hear the story.
Let's do it. Okay. So she says, we had our video session on August 5th, and I am writing to you because I have a success story. After our video session, a couple of hours later, I went to see my SP because he was going to take some pictures of me. From the beginning, he was very kind, and he even said he was happy to see me. During the photo shoot, he told me several times I look great, and he even said that with the outfit, I look gorgeous. With that one outfit, I look gorgeous. In the end, he took me home and said he was happy for taking those photos. Later that night, I got a text from him saying he really liked the photos, and he told me again that with the burgundy outfit, I look gorgeous. We ended our conversation saying we have to do more photos in the future because we both get along so well. And the next day, we were going to see each other. But unfortunately, that didn't happen because his mom got a little sick. However, we were talking throughout the day. The next day, I received a text message from him saying he was going to share with me the photos that he liked the most. He also talked about an idea he had for our next photo shoot and asked me if the next week was okay to do it. I told him that I preferred to wait until September because of work, and he completely understood. After that, we text almost every single day until he asked me if I was available to do another photo shoot just like the first one. I told him I liked the idea, but I had something to do at work that day and I will finish around 5:30. He understood, said it was fine, and he even offered to pick my things early that day so I didn't have to come back to my house. During our session, he hugged me and kissed me, and we had a lot of fun that day. Again, he took me home, and an hour later, he told me he liked the kiss and was hoping that the next time we see each other, the kiss will last longer. Ooh. A couple of days later, he showed me the photos and made a comment that I look great with all the outfits and a particular hairstyle. Ever since my video coaching session with you, Erika, me and my SP text almost every single day. He says nice things to me like I am beautiful. He even shows me the locations where he's working from and the photo shoots he took and wants to know my opinion. I have to say that you helped me so much with finding my blocks, and I have seen huge success with the affirmations that you told me. Now I am working towards having a relationship with him, and I always keep in mind Amanda's story with his Gerry doll. If she could make it, so can I. It's really nice to work with small, achievable goals rather than the main, huge goal that sometimes wouldn't feel like achievable. Thank you so much, Erika, Amanda, and of course, Gerry.
Gerry, hey, you're part of this too, buddy. That is so amazing. And one thing actually I'm going to point out right now on this success story is she didn't actually go through all of the bad stuff, and she didn't revisit that. And I
Right.
just want to say to you guys, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I appreciate that she didn't put all that in there because, I mean, obviously, if she came for coaching, it was bad and she needed to change something. And if she feels like what this is now is a huge accomplishment, then obviously something has changed in her reality and something has shifted where she's excited enough to share it with us, to tell us. I mean, the thing is, how our brains work is whatever we focus on, we create. So when we're actually writing, the bad things that have happened in the past, we're potentially putting them out there to be recreated, whether it's in our reality or somebody else's reality. And the fact is, when we read it as well, we're actually kind of almost even putting it out into our realities as well. Somebody asked me on the channel, is the reason why you use Gerry because you don't want to mess up any of your other relationships in your life? And the answer is yes. Because I don't have a Gerry. If I use Gerry instead of Andrew, then guess what? It doesn't actually affect my relationship specifically. Unfortunately, it will ripple out there somewhere for me to see it, whether it's in a TV show or a friend somewhere else, because that's how creation works, right? So I just want to say, before anyone comments saying, well, we want to know how bad it was, no, please don't focus on that. Focus on what's good. Take this as a catalog, okay? This is a huge part of creating, is just not visiting that bad spot and just focusing on what you want, right?
Absolutely. I really believe that we are powerful beings, right? And everything
Mhm.
that comes out of your mouth, right? We have the potential of creating with our words, with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our imagination. All of them are affirmations, right? And we are so powerful that, you know, be conscious of what you're saying, because you have the potential of creating it, right? That's why
Exactly.
make sure that you're always expressing about yourself, about other people in a positive way, right?
Exactly. Oh, absolutely. 100%. 100%. So yeah, you know what? I mean, I really like that, what she nailed. One thing that I think is very important in here is that she said that finding her blocks, it made her affirmations actually start to work. And we were just chatting about this before the video, is if you're saying, look, you know what, like, everyone loves me, that's a really great affirmation. But if you've still got the story that Gerry doesn't like you, then saying everyone loves me isn't going to include Gerry, because Gerry's separate. That's another whole other thing that you need to do. So your intentions, the most powerful ones that you can create, are the ones that are going to be opposite of what your complaints are. So one of the biggest blocks I had for starting a law of attraction coaching company was that there was no clients. Like, who was going to come? Like, nobody. And so I had to change that to the story of abundance. And that's been the most powerful story for me, is that there's an abundance of subscribers, abundance of people that want to hear this information. So that's the most powerful one for me. But you know what? Somebody else, Gerry, may have the thought that there is abundance, but he's got the other story that, nobody wants to do online. I mean, so do you see how his affirmation will be very much different from mine, right?
Absolutely. So, like, I don't know if you've heard this expression, right? But when you change the story that you're telling yourself, the your world will change, right? Change a story, and your world will change. Change your assumptions about someone, and that person has to change, because the universe works on assumptions, period. Right?
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly it. It's exactly it. And then you were talking about the small goals.
Right. She mentioned something super important. It's like, we like to create small achievable goals, right? Because maybe, for example, someone that just started dating a person, right? Well, they're like, okay, I want marriage. But from where I am, I feel like marriage is like such a huge step, right? So when we create small achievable goals, it's, you concentrate on that goal that is achievable, right? And where you focus your energy, that will create. And, once it happens, you feel really confident, and then you keep working on the next one and the next one. And then you know that you're heading towards that marriage, right? But
Right.
creating small achievable goals, I think it's super important for you to not be like, oh yeah, well, I want to get married to him, but all the things that have to happen first, right? Like, you want to feel like, I got this, right?
Yeah, that I love small achievable goals, because it makes me feel like I'm making progress. Like, I mean, I'm going to be straight up. You guys all know me, Gerry's Adventures. That's my life with Andrew. You guys all know by now, me and Andrew aren't actually married. Is it one of my goals? Absolutely. I mean, am I like thinking I'm a failure because I have it? God, no. But the thing is, right, is, for me, it's always been like, okay, well, we've got this. We're getting our first house together before we've even gotten married. But in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, we're already married. Like, not a huge deal, right? So, it's about making these small goals and just working towards what you want. And I've had so many small goals. I mean, I feel like it's like, I always feel good about my relationship. We have a close relationship. You guys see it. We get along really well. Everyone says we make the perfect couple, that we're pretty much already married, and, and just being and having those, it doesn't make me feel like I'm missing, I'm lacking. You know what I mean?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
no. So focus on what you want. And I think it's also super important, right? You have to assume that you already have what you
Oh
want.
yeah. That's just me. As soon as we move in together, I'm like, yeah, we're pretty much already married, so he'll come around.
Exactly. But you are so powered that the moment that you go back to, well, it's still not here, or the situation is not the way that I would like it to, right? Then you are focused on the lack of, and you're creating more lack. So you have to kind of live in that fantasy land and assume you already have it. And that's why affirmations are so powerful, because they put you there into that reality where, oh, isn't it wonderful now that I have this wonderful partner in my life? Instead of saying, oh, well, I don't have anyone and I feel lonely and I feel rejected or whatever, right?
Exactly. No, exactly is counting your blessings and coming from that. It's interesting. This was just to pull from a video that we did with Denise. I don't know when it's posting, but basically she said, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to what you don't have yet, right? So, I mean, if I look back, what was it, like 2-3 years ago, I was single. So me, being in a committed relationship, living with Andrew, buying our first house together is huge. I've got way more than I had 3 years ago. But if I look at my end goal being marriage and I look that I'm not there yet, all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I'm a failure. Wow. Do you know what I'm saying? So always look at who you used to be and compare yourself to that, right? Not other people either. I mean, some people are going to, create differently as well, Yeah.
Absolutely. So should we talk about some affirmations to have your SP, for example, texting, right? A lot of people want more communication from SP. And a lot of people, what I notice is they focus on well, I haven't heard from him in a week. Well, it doesn't matter, right? If you want contact, affirm that he's contacting you constantly. For example, I intend for my SP to always initiate contact with me, right? Or I've been loving you, saying, isn't it wonderful now that my SP is always initiating contact with me? What I love with this, isn't it wonderful now, is like you're assuming with that affirmation, you're assuming that you already have that perfect situation, right? And I love that it's wonderful now. It's happening now. Because a lot of people are like, well, when is it going to happen? How long do you think it's going to take? Well, affirm that it's happening now. And then you'll see your affirmations really are so powerful that things change. I've seen it in my life, and even in my daughter's life. She's manifested her boyfriend to like completely turn around. And now she's like amazed and she feels so empowered, because really affirmations work. Even if you don't believe it, because she used to be like, oh yeah, does it really work? Like, I don't know. I'm like, keep going at it, keep going at it. And now she's super excited because she's seeing the changes with this person, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Andrew never used to believe in this. He used to think I was a little bit cuckoo, right? And oh yeah, seriously, I created him too. I know, it was all me. Anyways, last night we were going for a walk and we met this really amazing girl. We see her all the time. She's such an inspiration. She's doing her jump rope, right? And I won't say her name. I remember her name though. I remember. She's watching. I remember you. We're gonna go for a walk probably later. But anyways, so the funny thing was she gave us like all these like these protein bars or whatever, which was really sweet and all, right. And then we got to talking what we were doing, right, like for work, and I explained what I do, and I gave her one of my cards, right. And then Andrew was going, oh yeah, I didn't believe it. He's like, it's totally true, right. And so like my point is that you can turn people around, and Andrew, he didn't even think it's true, but now he's doing it, affirmations and intentions, right? And he's like, and I think the biggest way that I've turned him around on this is he saw how successful I was, and I just kept persisting and look at, this is real. I know what I'm doing. And then he was like, oh yeah, you don't know. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. And I kept intending that he would believe it, and I kept intending and just kept persisting, and I said, well, you know what? He's going to see how successful I am, then he's going to know that this is real. And I did that with all the naysayers. I said, no, but of course I created the naysayers, but I persisted in, I'm going to keep, and then sure enough, everybody's been turning around, right? Because there's an abundance of people that know of law of attraction. It really is,
And you mentioned something super important, persistence. Persist in that story of the situation that you want, right? And it will manifest. Period.
Exactly. It's really just, it's the persistence, I was guilty of it myself. Like I do one or two intentions, like why isn't it happening? Okay, like I've just, Amanda, back to square one. You just paused it. Start again, and stop it. Next time it doesn't happen, you say, no, I know what's going to happen. And that's what's going to make it happen. When we look for it and acknowledge it's not there yet, and we don't follow it up with an intention, we're really, just kind of putting it on pause. Okay, we've said, okay, it's not going to happen, right? When really it totally could happen. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
How about for compliments?
Yes.
I love you.
We're supposed to do intentions. I forgot.
Well, how about
Okay, I got one. I intend for him to think that I'm irresistible and want to be around me every minute of the day.
there you go. I love that one. How about, isn't it wonderful now that my SP is showing me how attracted he is to me, right? Or isn't it wonderful
Ooh.
now that my SP finds me irresistible?
Ooh, yes.
Isn't it wonderful now that my SP calls me sexy all the time, right?
Yes.
And again, you can create your own, right? But the idea is, you have to assume, right, that that person is super attracted to you, but you have to put yourself first there. I love that, starting with your self-concept and say, I am super sexy. I'm super attractive. No one can resist me, right? And then you have to assume that your SP finds you extremely attractive. Period.
Isn't it wonderful that my SP makes me feel loved? Isn't it wonderful that my SP makes me feel like I'm the only woman in the world for him? Isn't it wonderful that he tells me that I'm the only woman in the world for him, or she, or whichever? Change those ones out. I like that one. One thing I wanted to say, and this was mentioned in the YouTube comments, was, I said in one of the videos that, hey, you know what? Like, intend somebody tells you that they appreciate you. Intend that they make you feel loved and wanted. And then somebody commented and said, well, that's not right. You should already feel that and just get that for yourself, And I get that thought. I get the thought of, well, you should already feel loved yourself and you shouldn't need it from other people.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with that, though, is just by saying, you know what, I'm loved, you now created it for yourself. And then, then say, okay, well, and then so-and-so makes me feel loved. Even by saying so-and-so makes me feel loved, you've created you being loved for yourself just by saying the word loved in that statement. Okay, so what I want to say to people is that it's not wrong. It's perfectly okay to intend that other people make you feel how you want to feel. You're the creator of your reality. You don't have to feel love in yourself before you intend somebody else make you feel love. You don't need to feel accepted in yourself before you intend Gerry make you feel accepted. Go straight to Gerry making you feel accepted, and then that'll make you feel accepted, because the only reason you don't feel accepted is because you made Gerry not feel you accepted, because you said he doesn't accept me, right? So do you get what I'm saying? Is don't think, oh, I've got to have it first before I can get it from somebody else, and it's wrong to get it from somebody else. I should get it for myself first, but you intending that they give it to you is coming from you to begin with.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I want to make that distinction and clarification here, because I think sometimes we're not calling that to us and intending it and asking it from the universe, because we think that we need to get it for ourselves first somehow. But how do we get it ourselves? I intend everybody makes me feel loved. I intend to feel loved. You really want to get it for yourself first before you ask it of somebody else. Then say, I am loved. I feel loved. And then intend it comes from somebody else as well, if you want to, right? Sorry, very passionate about that one. Because I don't want anyone to think that they can't have something and think that they've got to do something in order to get something that they're allowed just to get right now. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing, what you said yesterday, what you're saying right now, what you're doing right now. You can intend that somebody loves you and makes you feel loved. Even if you don't feel like you love yourself, there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. Now, you said something very important right now that to me, that's key for manifesting. The importance of the now moment. That's all we have. The past is already gone. We don't have the future. So use that now moment as your clean slate. And from there, assume that you already have that perfect relationship. You already have the contact from your SP. He's already pursuing you, right? You're loved, accepted, a priority, right? But you're also getting it from your person and everyone in your life, right? You are really the creator of every single relationship in your life. So consciously create that every single person in your life is wonderful to you. One of my affirmations that I love using for that is I am safe in my relationships, meaning if I'm in control of my reality, right? Everyone in my life is wonderful to me because my assumptions of them are perfect, right? I'm always assuming the best of people because I'm getting
Exactly.
that back, right?
From them. Exactly. So yeah, I intend to feel loved. Isn't it wonderful that, I always get what I want? Isn't it wonderful that I feel satisfied with my current relationship?
I always say, isn't it wonderful that things are always working out for me, and that manifesting is so easy, right? Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah,
The upper and power, meaning I am in control of every single aspect of my life.
exactly. Isn't it wonderful that my specific person always goes out of their way to make sure that I'm happy and satisfied in our relationship? I mean, isn't it wonderful that my specific person makes me feel absolutely loved and adored? That one feels really good. Did you hear that, Andrew? I don't know if you did, but
I love it. Now, you mentioned something earlier before you started recording about the importance of finding your blocks, right? To, out of those, when you find your blocks, create affirmations that are opposing to the block, right?
mm-hmm.
For
So
example,
important.
if you notice that you've been saying that you rejected, then create an affirmation. I am a priority. I am always chosen. I am important, right? Instead of keep telling yourself that I'm always rejected or my SP is rejecting me. No.
That's right. That's right.
Go.
Yeah, exactly. So do you want to see, so right now then what ends up happening is, let's say, okay, look, I intend to feel accepted. I intend for Gerry to make me feel accepted and appreciated. Well, if you don't already feel that within you, you can't call it from him. So that already puts another extra block over the whole fact that you feel rejected by him. So do you see how we just have to create the assumption in the now moment that we're perfect and that we love ourselves and that we are amazing? So let's get rid of those insecurities, thinking that we need to create this love and acceptance and appreciation of ourselves. Let's just say we already have it and start calling it from other people as well. So, to bring that in.
This manifesting stuff, I start first with myself as the God of my reality.
Mm-hmm.
After that, how do I want to feel? How do I want people to treat me? So all my I ams, I am loved, I am wanted, I am desired, I am accepted, I am a priority, I'm highly magnetic, all my I ams. After that is my assumption of my person. What are his qualities, even if he was not with me? He's respectful, hardworking, he's mentally stable. I don't know, right? Everything that's important.
Mentally stable, that's a good one.
Right? Now, what do you think he's thinking about you? How do you think he feels about you? What does he do for you? And then on top of that, relationships in general. What's your relationship story, right? Love is abundant. Relationships are wonderful and easy, right? Instead of saying, oh, guys are jerks, love is hard. No, let go of the stories that are not helping you anymore and create your own, right, that are benefiting you.
Exactly. That's exactly it. So guys, just to recap how to make yourself irresistible, create the intentions that you are irresistible. Okay. Make small goals, create assumptions that are going to get you to your actual goal, and find your blocks. And with those blocks, create your affirmations. Now, I mean, if you can't find your own blocks, you're having problems finding your blocks. I mean, you know what, seriously, Erika's still having a sale on her coaching. Please, set up a session with you. She'll help you find your blocks and create affirmations with you that are going to help you to boost you forward. A lot of our clients get like this one just after a few sessions, and I'm not sure if it was one or two, but just after the session, boom, things started moving in her right direction. So, guys, yeah, thank you so much, Erika, for being here today. You are amazing.
You're welcome, Amanda. And also thanks for everybody for listening, especially all our clients that are sharing their success, right? Because they want other people to feel empowered and know they can do it too.
I know, exactly. You know what she said, well, if Amanda can do it, then I can do it. I'm like, yeah, I mean, seriously, like, honestly, I was the worst of the worst. Like in my older videos, I did have an interview with somebody where I did talk about my younger years and how bad they were and where I came from. And, so it's nothing short of a miracle of where I am now. And my mom makes sure she knows, like, I mean, my mom knows, right? And close people to me knows. So I mean, anyone could do this, like, and yeah, and it's your reality.
You know why? Because it's a universal law.
Yeah.
You put it to work to your benefit, because right now you're using it maybe to create lack, right?
Right.
So just
right.
And it's gonna work for you.
That
Period.
is so true. That is so true. Guys, each and every one of you guys do it. Thank you so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And guys, if you want to ask me questions, please sign up with the Patreon. I'd be happy to answer them.